have been talking about Greece in our first two segments, but now we want to go directly to Athens and get the lowdown from our observer there. Now, there's been a whole lot of stuff, right? People remember the 17-hour overnight extortion and blackmail session in Brussels with the Eurocrats and Eurogarchs extorting this austerity deal from Tsipras, as he correctly announced to the people. So that's an austerity deal that has now been approved by France, by Germany, by the Greek parliament itself. We've also had the reshuffle of the cabinet in Athens. We've had, the anarchists were out with violent demonstrations and the forest fires. So let's see how Michael Chiotinis in Athens can put this all in perspective for us. Michael, welcome.
Hello. Two big things to report on. One is the reshuffling, the other is the forest fires, as you said. Let's start by what you said about the Euro Summit. No, yes.
The 17 hours of extortion, blackmail, and threats.
And the votes. The votes on Parliament, yes.
Right.
European parliaments and the Greek parliament. The thing we have to stress here is that these were not votes on the deal itself.
Right.
They were votes so that the parliament give authority to the ministers to negotiate. So the
right.
deal is not there yet. We have to see what the deal might be, if there's going to be a deal, because there's an attempt to destabilize Greece, as I see it. So let's go to these two events.
Michael, just on the destabilization, let me just ask you, on Russia Today earlier, we had this guy who's now been promoted, right? Katrougalos told RT that the advantage of the referendum was to prevent a soft coup that was being carried out. Does that ring a bell?
I haven't seen it. I should see it first to see what he's talking about.
He doesn't say anything more than soft coup. A soft coup. A coup.
I don't know. I don't know. He's talking about an extorted change of government to a government with all the parties of parliament. Maybe,
or technicians, right? Technicians.
Yes. Or technocrats, yes. But destabilization is on, and one thing, the one part of the destabilization is the bill itself, is the agreement itself, which is, in my view, designed to break up Syriza, because no one expected the left platform, the internal opposition inside Syriza, left-wing opposition, to vote for it. And the other thing is the forest fires. Now, about the reshuffling, what we need to say, in short, is that it had to do mostly with removing every MP or member of Syriza that had to do with this left platform, opposition, from positions, to remove them from positions of responsibility and power. The left platform indeed did not vote for the bill that had to do with the new austerity and the new bailout. And the big trouble for Tsipras remains the Speaker of Parliament, a woman named Zoe Konstantopoulou. She also didn't vote for the bill. She cannot be removed by the Prime Minister unilaterally. She has declared she's not resigning. And the only way she can be removed is a motion has to be done against her by Parliament, and she has to be voted down. We have to see about that. So the government is being destabilized by this agreement Tsipras was blackmailed to sign. Varoufakis himself didn't vote for it. He's the resigned finance minister, the notorious guy.
Right.
Everybody knows him. Now, Tsipras is trying to bring back stability to the government with the reshuffling. He has help, of all people, from the coalition partner, the right-wing coalition partner, ANEL, and their leader, Kamenos. He says, we were blackmailed, but we have to keep this government going. Many of the new members of the cabinet are ANEL MPs, But at the same time, what's going on, that this is going on, we had today a huge number of forest fires breaking out simultaneously. And here's the interesting thing, is that the last time this happened, we have in Greece every summer forest fires, but the last time this coordinated, simultaneously breaking out thing, with more than 45 fronts of fire breaking out simultaneously, the last time this happened was 2007. It was the summer just 2 or 3 months after the then Prime Minister Karamanlis signed the pipeline with Putin, with Russia. So we had now the coalition partner Kamenos, who is the minister of the defense minister. He sent out the armed forces to patrol forest areas and areas of dense vegetation near cities. And I was informed, as I was informed today, many of the observation towers positioned at various places on Mount Imitos, the mountain in the suburban area of Athens, these observation towers were vandalized a month ago by unknown people. The fire department didn't have the funds needed to restore them, of course, because of austerity. There have been cuts, even at civil protection forces and agencies. So this is, in my view, another attempt at destabilization, maybe having to do with foreign intelligence. These two are the main thing that we had to report. I had to report today. Report on.
So the forest fires may be a component of a deliberate chaos and confusion strategy. In other words, some kind of additional ingredient that seemingly has nothing to do with debt or austerity, but which increases the general level of nervousness or anger or resentment or whatever it is. Exactly.
And,
okay.
With the destabilization of the political system, because you lose, it's psychological warfare, first of all, and then having to do with economic implications, because in 2007 it was a disaster because huge areas burned down where with agricultural areas, olive trees, the thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of olive trees and agricultural areas. And this was a huge economic disaster back in 2007.
Now, concerning this, maybe you tell us how this is all being seen, right? We now have Draghi of the European Central Bank says there has to be debt relief. We've got Lagarde, even personally, of the IMF, saying there has to be debt relief. The IMF staff has that report. There has to be debt relief, right? The U.S. has said it. The French have said it. Valls of France. The FATS, right, the Frankfurter Allgemeine, is very much afraid that if debt relief is granted, that this will facilitate the Greek non-compliance, right, non-fulfillment of whatever has been agreed on. And I just wonder, what does the people comment in there about this foreign debate about debt relief?
No, this is nothing to do with actual political politics happening right now in Europe. It's the same old story about the moral hazard. It has nothing to do with anything, in my view. The debt restructuring thing, the debt haircut, has a lot to do, I think, with not giving a deal, not coming to a deal, sabotaging any deal, because you can't have a haircut of the member when you're a member of the Eurozone. So then maybe you're not.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. We've run out of time. There's our music. We'll see you next week. All the best. See you soon.